Hola, soy yo Vicky otra vez y en el video de hoy vamos a mirar cómo usamos acabar en español. So, hello, it's me, Vicky, again. And in today's video to learn Spanish, we are going to look at the verb acabar. Now, acabar is a verb that we can use when we have just done something, just finished something. So quite often people, we say that a lot in English, don't we? Oh yes, I've just had my lunch, or I've just been to the shops, or I've just had a coffee. And we don't, the equivalent of that in Spanish is quite difficult to translate. But we can use acabar a veces for that. We can also use it for other things. But anyway, we're going to look at 3 different ways, I think. Let me just check. We're going to look at 5 different ways, I think. 4 different ways that we can use the verb acabar. Okay, so first of all, if we use it reflexively. Now, some of you watching this video, maybe you don't know about reflexive verbs. If not, you need to look at my videos. If you can search on my channels, there's a lot of videos on reflexive verbs, and they're dealt with in depth in my level 2, Break the Language Barrier level 2 book, which is available to buy on Amazon to study at home, and reflexive verbs are in level 2. So, acabarse is to finish. So when something finishes, not when somebody else finishes it, when it finishes itself, which I know sounds strange because of course reflexive verbs are difficult. But basically, if you were saying I've finished my homework, that's not reflexive, yeah, because I finished it. It hasn't finished itself. But if we're just referring to something that has finished, but we're not saying someone has finished it, then we would use it reflexively. For example, yes, the film has finished, the course finished. When will the war finish? These are the kind of things. We're not saying somebody will finish it. They're sort of they're finishing of their own accord, if you like. So let's just have a look at it in a little bit more depth. So, acabarse, reflexive, to finish oneself, if we can think of it like that. El concierto se acabó. Yeah? The concert finished. Or el partido se ha acabado. The game has finished. But if you finished it, or I finished it, or he or she finished it, for example, acabé mis deberes. I finished my homework. That's not reflexive because the homework didn't finish itself. I finished it. So, el concierto se acabó, el partido se ha acabado, but acabé mis deberes. ¿Comprendes? If you don't understand, please ask me a question in comments. You might be asking the very question somebody else wants to ask. Okay, another way we can use acabar. This time it's not reflexive. Acabar de plus infinitive. This is what we use to talk about things we have just finished doing. That's what I was talking about earlier. Just done something. Acabo de escribir una carta. I have just finished writing a letter. Acabamos de comer. We have just finished eating or lunch. Acaban de salir. They have just left. Acabas de decírmelo. Acababas de decírmelo. You have just told me. ¿Comprendes? So, acabar plus de plus infinitive for just having finished something. And then número 3, to finish up doing something. Acabar por hacer algo. Yeah, when you end up doing something, finally end up doing something, I finally passed my exams, or I finally went to England, or I finally saw the light, something like that. So to finally end up doing something, and this is always pre-treat. So, acabé, acabaste, acabó, acabamos, acabastes, acabaron, por plus infinitive. Yeah? So, I finally ended up, or I finally went to England, would be acabé de ir, por ir a Inglaterra. Or we finally went to England. Acabamos por ir a Inglaterra. ¿Comprendes? Again, if you don't know about the preterite, you think, what the hell are you talking about, preterite? That's a past tense. Again, it's covered on my channel. It's covered in my level 2 Break the Language Barrier book. Okay. Oh, and then acabar con. Dear me. Oh no, some examples with acabar por. Acabé por llegar a mi casa. I finally arrived at my house. Acabamos por ir en tren. We ended up, or we finally went by train. Jose acabó por bailar conmigo. So Jose finally danced with me. Acabaste por conseguir un trabajo. You finally ended up getting a job. ¿Vale? And next we have acabar con algo. So this is to finish with something. Yeah, destroy something or someone. So acabar con this time rather than por. So acabar por is to end up doing, finally end up doing something. Acabar con is to finish with something or destroy something or someone. Ese gol acabó con el juego. So that goal finished the game off or ended the game, destroyed the game. Acabaste con nuestro matrimonio. You ruined or finished off our marriage. La lluvia acabó con nuestra barbacoa. Rain finished off our barbecue. Yeah, so this is to finish off, ruin, destroy. ¿Comprendes? Okay, so we've got a few little translations here that you might want to have a go at. This would be a time to freeze the video a minute. I'll cover my face up if you like, so you don't have to look at me while you're reading the sentences. But we've got 5 sentences. The party was terrible, so we ended up leaving early. What time did the class finish? And I have just arrived in Madrid. When did you finish the shopping? And the last one I've put in Spanish, han acabado con vivir en Inglaterra. So that one you've got to translate into English. Okay, so again, time to freeze the video, have a think about them. If you've got a pen and paper to hand, write them down, and I'm about to give the answers. Now, so the party was terrible, so we ended up leaving early. So la fiesta fue terrible, entonces acabamos por salir temprano. ¿Vale? What time did the class finish? ¿A qué hora se acabó la clase? Número 3, I have just arrived in Madrid. Acabo de llegar en Madrid. Number 4, when did you finish the shopping? ¿Cuándo acabaste con las compras? And the last one, han acabado con vivir en Inglaterra, would translate to the English, they have finished with living, you know, they've had enough, or they're finished with living in England. Yeah? Vale, ¿comprendéis? Espero que sí. Okay, so yes, as I say, I have books on for sale on Amazon, the Break the Language Barrier series, if you want to learn Spanish. Levels 1 to 4, with level 5 coming out very soon in the new year, probably. And of course, many videos on my channel. If you've got some spare time and you want to learn some Spanish, have a look around. You can nearly every subject is on there now. But if there is something that you particularly would like explained about Spanish, please leave me a comment and I will try and do a video on that. Anything else to report? Vale, no. So, como siempre, te veo. Oh, thank you for subscribing if you are a subscriber. If you've not subscribed yet, maybe you would consider it. It's completely free. Helps me out with algorithms on YouTube, and it means you get notifications of new videos. Vale, como siempre. Te veo muy pronto en el próximo video. I'll see you very soon in the next video. Y hasta entonces, until then, que tu Dios vaya contigo. Adiós.